33.5 million Americans could have prevented kidney stones with these 9 foods. About 33.5 million people in the United States get kidney stones, and the number is still rising. If you've had a kidney stone once, there's a 50% chance you'll get another within 10 years unless you take steps to prevent it. There are 4 primary types of kidney stones: calcium, struvite, uric acid, and cysteine. About 80% of kidney stones are made of calcium, most of which are calcium oxalate stones. Let's explore this type of stones together in this video. Small stones might pass in your urine without symptoms, but stones larger than 3 millimeters can get stuck in the ureter, blocking urine flow and affecting kidney function. This can lead to discomfort, nausea, vomiting, chills, fever, and bleeding. Besides that, this obstruction can cause permanent kidney damage and increase the risk of urinary and kidney infections, potentially leading to the spread of germs into the bloodstream. Now, if you're curious about reducing your risk and eager to prevent another kidney stone, this video is for you. We're excited to share the top 9 foods that can help prevent new kidney stones, and some of them can even dissolve existing stones. One of these foods might surprise you. It's linked to a 70% lower risk of recurring stones. We'll also clear up a long-standing myth, so be sure to watch the whole video. Before we dive in, please note all the information in this video is created by real people, thoroughly fact-checked, unbiased, and reviewed by qualified professionals. What foods help prevent oxalate kidney stones? 9. Magnesium-rich foods. Magnesium plays an important role by decreasing oxalate absorption, thus lowering the potential for these stones to form. Magnesium helps prevent kidney stones by binding with oxalate in the urine. This reduces the amount of calcium oxalate that can form stones. Magnesium can also bind with oxalate in the digestive system, decreasing its absorption and reducing its presence in urine, which helps prevent stone formation. Dietary patterns that emphasize high magnesium intake, such as the DASH diet, have been shown to decrease the risk of kidney stones by increasing urinary pH and lowering calcium oxalate. A 2013 clinical trial published in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition treated 55 patients with recurrent renal calcium stones with 500 milligrams of magnesium daily for up to 4 years. Results showed a significant reduction in stone episodes. In fact, 85% of treated patients remained stone-free compared to 41% in the control group, indicating magnesium's effectiveness in preventing kidney stones. Foods high in magnesium include nuts, including almonds, cashews, seeds, including pumpkin, oat bran, and legumes, including tofu, soybeans. However, note that some nuts and seeds are also high in oxalate. According to dietary reference intakes, recommended daily intake is 310 to 320 milligrams for women and 400 to 420 milligrams for men. 8. Water. Water maintains proper hydration levels, which helps to dilute urine and reduce the concentration of stone-forming minerals. Most people are more dehydrated than they realize and often do not drink nearly enough fluid. Sweating, whether from physical activity or hot weather, reduces urine production, allowing stone-causing minerals to settle and bond in the kidneys and urinary tract. Drinking plenty of water is crucial. First, it helps to flush out the urinary system, making it easier for small stones to pass. Secondly, diluted urine lowers the chances of calcium oxalate stones forming. People who produce 2 to 2.5 liters of urine daily are 50% less likely to develop kidney stones than those who produce less. Water is the healthiest and most effective option, but other fluids, including coffee and citrus drinks, can also contribute to overall fluid intake. In a systematic review published in 2020 by Cochrane, researchers found that increasing water intake to achieve at least 2 liters of urine daily can reduce urinary stone recurrences. A trial with 220 participants suggested this could lead to 149 fewer stone recurrences per 1,000 participants over 5 years. Those with a history of kidney stones should drink enough fluids to produce about 80 ounces, or 2.5 liters, of urine daily. For general prevention, aim to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water daily. Increase your intake if you live in a hot climate or are physically active. One of the signs indicating that you are well hydrated is pale yellow urine. Are you enjoying our video so far? If so, please give us some hints by dropping a like, and we'll make more content like this. 7. Citrus fruits. Does dealing with recurring kidney stones seem frustrating despite drinking plenty of water? Staying hydrated is crucial to dilute the substances in urine that form stones, but it's not always enough. Citrus fruits can offer additional help. Stay with us as we highlight the role of citrus fruit in preventing calcium oxalate stones. Citrus fruits like lemons and limes are high in citrate, which helps prevent kidney stones in many ways. First, citrate binds to calcium in urine, stopping it from forming kidney stones with oxalates. By binding with calcium, citrate forms complexes that dissolve easily, reducing the chance of stone formation. Second, citrate is processed by the liver to produce bicarbonate, which makes the body more alkaline. This alkaline load means the kidneys absorb less citrate, causing more citrate to leave the body in the urine. Increased urinary citrate is especially helpful for people with low citrate levels in their urine, as low citrate can contribute to the formation of kidney stones. Citrate in citrus fruits helps break the bond between calcium and oxalates, which can prevent existing kidney stones from growing larger. Consuming citrus juices increases fluid intake, diluting urine and flushing out stone-forming minerals. Add half a cup of lemon or lime juice concentrate daily, equivalent to the juice of 2 lemons, to your water to boost urine citrate levels and potentially lower kidney stone risk. Citrate pills are an alternative for those with gastroesophageal reflux disease, or GERD for short, or who don't like citrus. 6. Cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables are part of the Brassica plant family and are classified as dark green vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables can play a significant role in preventing oxalate kidney stones due to their unique bioactive compounds such as phytochemicals, dietary fiber, and high potassium content. These vegetables, including broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and kale, are nutrient-dense and possess properties that reduce the risk of kidney stone formation because of their fiber and potassium content. One key mechanism through which cruciferous vegetables help prevent kidney stones is reducing urine acidity. This reduction in acidity is vital because it helps prevent formation of kidney stones, particularly those formed from calcium oxalate. Additionally, cruciferous vegetables are high in potassium, which is key to minimizing calcium loss in urine. Potassium helps the body balance minerals in the bloodstream and reduces the amount of calcium lost through urine. By lowering calcium loss, cruciferous vegetables help prevent the crystallization process that leads to stone formation. You can enjoy cruciferous vegetables in salads, steamed dishes, or as part of meals. According to the American Dietary Guidelines, adults should aim for at least 2.5 cups of vegetables daily, including 1.5 to 2.5 cups per week of dark green vegetables like cruciferous vegetables for a balanced diet. 5. Calcium-rich foods. You may think refraining from calcium-rich foods will certainly affect your bone health and wonder, are there other ways to prevent calcium oxalate kidney stones from coming back without harming bone health? Contrary to the common misconception that dietary calcium contributes to kidney stone formation, adequate calcium intake can reduce the risk. This is primarily because dietary calcium binds to oxalate in the intestines, reducing oxalate absorption into the bloodstream and, subsequently, its excretion in urine. When you consume calcium-rich foods, such as milk, yogurt, and some cheeses alongside oxalate-rich foods like spinach, beets, and nuts, the oxalate is more likely to bind with calcium in the stomach and intestines. This pre-digestion binding reduces the amount of oxalate reaching the kidneys, lowering the likelihood of stone formation. Maintaining a balanced diet that includes calcium-rich foods rather than avoiding them is important. People who form calcium oxalate stones should include 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium in their diet every day. A cup of low-fat milk contains 300 milligrams of calcium. Other dairy products, such as yogurt, are also high in calcium. For those who are lactose intolerant, alternatives include calcium-fortified orange juice or dairy products with reduced lactose content. Calcium supplements increase the risk of calcium oxalate stones if you take them without food. Aim for 1,000 to 1,200 milligrams of calcium daily, ideally from 3 servings of dairy with your meals. The goal is to get just the right amount of calcium, not too much. Getting the recommended amount can help prevent the formation of stones. 4. Foods high in vitamin D. Vitamin D helps control how our body absorbs and removes calcium, which is important for preventing kidney stones. We obtain vitamin D through diet, supplements, and sunlight exposure. Vitamin D helps the intestines absorb calcium from food. The active form of vitamin D, called 1,25-dihydroxyvitamin D, attaches to receptors in the intestines, boosting calcium absorption. This calcium binds to special proteins that move it into the bloodstream. In the kidneys, vitamin D also helps reabsorb calcium. About 70% of this happens naturally in one part of the kidney. In another part, vitamin D helps transport calcium more efficiently by increasing the levels of specific proteins that assist in this process. This ensures our body maintains calcium balance. This effect of vitamin D on calcium has led to a reduction in the amount of free calcium that can bind with oxalate to form stones. The Institute of Medicine recommends a dietary allowance of 600 IU, or international units, of vitamin D per day. Foods rich in vitamin D can help boost your intake, especially during the winter. Mushrooms contain vitamin D. It is also found in animal products like liver and fatty fish, such as tuna, salmon, mackerel, and herring. Egg yolks are another excellent source of vitamin D, providing about 10% of your daily requirement per egg. For those interested in the evidence, the studies supporting our claims are provided in the link in our description box. 3. Plant-based protein. Plant-based protein can play a crucial role in preventing oxalate kidney stones. While adequate protein intake is important, overconsumption of animal protein can increase the risk of kidney stone formation. This is done by raising the excretion of calcium, oxalate, and uric acid in urine, and lowering urinary pH and citrate levels, creating an environment conducive to the development of kidney stones. To prevent kidney stones, limit animal protein intake to 0.8 to 1.0 grams per kilogram of normal body weight per day, and total calcium intake of 1,000 to 1,200 milligram per day. In contrast, plant-based proteins from sources like beans, dried peas, and lentils are high in protein but low in oxalate, which makes them a healthier alternative. Incorporating these plant-based proteins into your diet can provide the necessary protein without the negative effects associated with animal protein. Moreover, those who follow a vegetarian diet can obtain sufficient protein solely from plant sources, thus potentially reducing their risk of kidney stones. This dietary adjustment can benefit individuals prone to oxalate kidney stones. To strike a healthy balance, use plant-based protein sources like legumes, tofu, and nuts. 2. Probiotics. Probiotics can play a significant role in preventing oxalate kidney stones, particularly through the action of specific bacteria like Oxalobacter formigenes, or OXF for short. OXF is part of the normal gut flora and requires oxalate for survival. It breaks down oxalate, reducing its absorption in the intestines and increasing its removal from the colon. This process offers protection from excessive urinary oxalate, a significant risk factor for forming calcium oxalate kidney stones. OXF and lactobacillus bacteria work together in the human gut to prevent kidney stones by breaking down oxalate salts with special enzymes. OXF breaks down oxalate using 2 special proteins, formal-CoA transferase and oxalyl-CoA decarboxylase. Colonization with OXF is associated with a 70% reduction in the risk of relapsing kidney stones. Daily intake of OXF has been shown to reduce urinary oxalate levels in people on a diet high in calcium oxalate. Other helpful bacteria in our gut, like bifidobacterium, help break down oxalate. Some types of bifidobacterium have an enzyme that breaks down oxalate into less harmful substances. Another bacterium, E. lentum, can also break down oxalate, especially when bile salts are present, showing promise for potential medical benefits. When genetic issues cause a condition called primary hyperoxaluria, the liver produces too much oxalate, which needs to be removed through urine. Scientists are exploring ways to use synthetic biology to modify these bacteria to prevent stone formation. Synthetic biology is a field that combines biology and engineering to modify or create organisms for specific functions, like breaking down harmful substances. These scientists might do this by helping bacteria break down substances that cause stones, or by balancing the types of bacteria present to keep everything in check. However, if you try to prevent kidney stones by eating less foods high in oxalate, like spinach, you might miss out on important nutrients. This can make it hard for some people to stick to such a diet. Instead of just avoiding foods high in oxalate, scientists are now looking at certain types of bacteria that can break down oxalate in the body. These bacteria might help control how much oxalate is released in the intestines, which could be a new way to prevent kidney stones. An example is seen in a special type of E. coli bacteria that can break down oxalate in the gut. This bacteria helps reduce the amount of oxalate that ends up in urine, which can prevent the formation of kidney stones. A 2022 study published in Cells focused on strains such as Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium. Results indicated a significant reduction in urinary oxalate levels, suggesting that probiotics could prevent oxalate stones. You can mix probiotics in water, or add them to yogurt, or even take some as capsules. 1. Foods containing vitamin K2. Vitamin K2, a lipid-soluble vitamin found in fermented foods and produced by gut bacteria, is important for preventing kidney stones made of oxalate. It helps by activating a protein called matrix GLA protein, or MGP, in the kidneys. When MGP is activated, it can bind to calcium ions and prevent them from forming crystals that lead to kidney stones. This action keeps calcium from building up in places where it shouldn't, like soft tissues, and helps maintain healthy kidney function. Therefore, vitamin K2 plays a crucial role in ensuring calcium is properly managed in the body to prevent kidney stone formation. This function is vital because excessive calcium deposits can lead to hardening of blood vessels, or vascular calcification, and kidney stones. By minimizing these deposits, MGP helps maintain the flexibility of blood vessels and reduces the risk of kidney complications. Vitamin K2 is distinct from vitamin K1, which is primarily involved in blood coagulation and remains in a single structural form typically found in the liver. Vitamin K2 exists in multiple forms, known as menaquinones, and is widely distributed in various tissues. Consume foods rich in vitamin K2, such as fermented vegetables, dairy products, particularly cheese, and fermented soybeans. Precautions. Avoid drinking more than 8 8-ounce glasses of water daily to prevent electrolyte imbalance. If you are an endurance athlete, mix water with electrolytes and a small amount of sugar to replenish fluids lost through sweat. Choose options like chicken broth, coconut water, or oral rehydration salts, and avoid artificial sweeteners, which can disrupt rehydration efforts. Limit sugar intake to reduce the risk of kidney stones. Choose fruits like bananas, melons, and peaches for their nutrients, such as potassium, which supports kidney health, instead of sugary drinks and desserts. Cruciferous vegetables may affect iodine absorption and thyroid function, which presents a greater risk for those with iodine deficiency or hypothyroidism. Replacing animal proteins with plant-based proteins, such as beans, lentils, and tofu, can also help, as animal proteins include purines that break down and cause stones. If advised to reduce oxalate intake, discuss high oxalate foods like beets and spinach with a dietitian. They can help adjust your diet to prevent kidney stones while ensuring balanced nutrition. Foods to avoid to prevent kidney stones. About 10% of people in the United States get kidney stones, and the number is rising. While men are more likely to get kidney stones, the rate is increasing more quickly in women. That makes learning about prevention crucial. Kidney stones occur when minerals and salts in your urine form small, hard deposits in the kidneys. These substances combine due to imbalances in the urine's mineral content. From previous sections, we've learned that oxalate kidney stones form due to various factors, including insufficient water intake, specific foods, medical conditions, medications, and family history. Dehydration, often from excessive sweating, reduces urination, allowing minerals to accumulate and form stones in the kidneys and urinary tract. A diet high in animal protein, salt, and sugar but low in fruits and vegetables can change your urine chemistry. This can lead to conditions favorable for stone formation, such as low urine pH and high levels of calcium, uric acid, and oxalate. To prevent kidney stones, avoid salty foods, as high sodium levels increase the risk. Check labels on processed foods, as they often contain high salt levels. Excessive animal protein may increase the risk of kidney stones. Limit meat intake to 8 ounces per day. Maintaining a healthy body weight is crucial since being overweight can contribute to kidney stone formation. Achieve and sustain this through regular exercise and a balanced diet. Be cautious with supplements since excessive vitamin C and calcium can increase oxalate production and potentially cause kidney stones. Conclusion: the video emphasizes key dietary strategies to prevent oxalate kidney stones. Drink plenty of water to dilute urine, consume citrus fruits for their citrate content, and include fiber-rich cruciferous vegetables to reduce urine acidity. Calcium-rich foods help bind oxalates in the digestive tract, while vitamin D and magnesium support calcium metabolism and reduce oxalate excretion. Plant-based proteins are preferable to animal proteins, and probiotics like Oxalobacter formigenes can help degrade oxalate in the gut. Consult healthcare providers for personalized advice, as no single food or supplement can fully prevent kidney stones. Now, we want to send a big thank you to all our current subscribers and viewers. Your support inspires us to continue sharing valuable content. Hit the bell icon and turn on all notifications so you never miss a life-saving video. If you feel like your kidneys need some extra care due to unhealthy foods and lifestyle choices, check out the video on the screen. Here we share the top 5 fruits that can help cleanse your kidneys and offer tips to get the most from them. See you there. Stay informed, stay healthy,